N to the O, and N to the O. N to the O, the Nintendo show. Enjoy that theme. Enjoy this podcast. Mel. Mel.
Yes.
Oh, hi. It's me. Hey, it's me, Chris, Super Nintendo, also here with Mel. And the thing is, it's not just any Mel. So the problem is, Mel likes to come up with names for herself. And in fact, she doesn't like to do that at all. But her name on everything is Mel Needs a Name. And so I thought each week, why not come up with a new name for her? So this week is the Nintendo DSi X Mel. It's a long name, but Mel, what do you think of it?
No. Like, why? Why would that be a name for anything?
Nintendo DSi X Mel. X Mel. I mean, it sort of smells
XML.
like
Because
smell, but
yeah, thanks. It's just like old DXi. It's just smelling. It's not even the new DSi X smell. No.
yeah, no, that's for next
Oh.
week. You gotta wait till the holiday season to release that one. This is an N to the O, a Nintendo show, and this is episode 2. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Mel, this week I thought, you know what? Let's talk about what we've been playing. Lots of crazy news. I finally convinced Mel to do a podcast with me for an episode, and then by golly, I convinced her to come back for a second episode. And the thing is, that second episode, there's like no news. There's none whatsoever. You know what I mean, Mel?
Just happens to us.
It's
And like next week, I don't know how you're gonna convince me to come back. So I don't
yeah.
know.
I'm gonna
But
try.
tune in. See
Yeah,
what
tune
happens.
in. I mean, if not, we'll still come up with names for Mel, even if she's not here. It'd be like Hide and Mel. Because get it, she's not here. So the first week she's not here, it'll be Hide and Mel instead of Hide and Seek. I mean, it's a bit of a stretch, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Mel,
Okay.
is the way you know that things got a little dicey for me is I went to re-download WWE 2K18, and then I realized WWE, fun fact, 2K18 is massive. It is a big download, right? And so I was like, let me
Mm.
re-download this and start playing it, and like play it again to see how it is. And it's 21 gigs, so it got about a third of the way done, and I said
Oh
no,
no.
no. I,
Mm.
I,
That's not worth it.
I stopped it, but I kept it on the dashboard or the home screen, even though it annoys me when I cursor over, like the cursor goes over one of the games and it's got that little cloud on it above it. It's like, oh no, 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 oh
How
no,
many
no,
of
no.
those do you have? Because like
Of
realistically, you should have a lot of those.
of the games that I have, no, because
Yeah.
usually if I don't have the game anymore, or I like delete it from the hard drive, I will remove it completely from the home screen. So, I mean,
Oh
you can't
wow.
see it right now, but
This is like you nuke it.
yeah, right now I'm going through and there's like nothing, none of them, because I try to get rid of them when I find them. You know what? Let's do it for the podcast. If you're watching on the YouTube, it's usually just me. You can get a sense for my ADHD as I just roam through the menu system of the Wii, not the Wii, by golly. No, this is the Switch. Like, I even went and re-downloaded Desert Child because that was like one of the first games I remember being hype about before, like when the Switch was early in the Switch's life.
Yeah, because I was also pretty hyped about that one as well.
Yeah, that was when I remember you and I talked about, not on the podcast since this is only episode 2, but we're talking about it now on the podcast. But yeah, I remember wanting to play it, and then it came out, and then you know how it is. It's like you get hyped for something. Well, this is how I am. I get hyped for a game, get excited. The day it comes out, it's like I'm not excited for it anymore. And my ADHD hyper focused self, I just go and will watch tons of videos, tons, like anything I can get my hands on about a game before it comes out. So by the time it comes out, I probably look like at a game that I'm interested in about 20 hours. So then I play the game and I'm like, oh, I've already seen all this. But let's be honest, I'm never going to not do that. So here we are. This is a
That's
vicious
just you.
cycle. Yeah, it's a vicious cycle. Mel,
It's just me.
I forgot to ask you, how was your week? How the heck's your week been?
Uh, it's been okay. Nothing substantial, nothing major.
Nothing
Just
major?
pretty low key.
Low
Can't really
key.
think of anything. Mhm.
Yeah,
Absolutely nothing.
my girlfriend and I, so we've been doing HelloFresh. I talked about how I diced up my finger on the Stay Connected podcast. Go check that out
Oof.
if you feel like it. But yeah, I say I diced it up. I mean, it the only reason it annoys me is because it's on the tip of my index finger, right?
It's
But
a
I mean,
bad location.
if you look at it, it looks like a bad paper cut. But when I touch anything, it feels like the end of the world. Especially if you go to put your
So, like, when you're actually playing something,
yeah, it's not that bad actually. When you play something, it's like if I go to put my hand in my pocket and it like snags on something.
oof.
And it's
Snags
like,
on, like, your Wawa, like,
yeah, my
gift
Wawa
card or
gift card,
whatever.
or yeah, my Wawa VIP card. Yeah, shout out to Wawa, not a sponsor yet. But yeah, so I've been using HelloFresh, and instead, yesterday, I was like, she got home from work and she's like, I don't know what I want for dinner. She's like, let's order something. She's like, is there anything good we can order? I was like, well, you've been craving, um, you know what, the Mexican pizza from Taco Bell, and she was super excited. So, um, ordered that and then got it last night, and she had it last night and she liked it enough that then she ordered it again today.
Oh, wow. Back
Yeah,
to back, huh?
back to back,
'Cause I
back.
actually had that myself. I thought it was just okay.
Yeah, it looks just
I mean,
okay.
in the past before, I don't know. I thought it tasted better in the past. I don't know if like taste buds change or they just changed it. Just okay.
Which kind did you get, the meat or the veggie one? That's the real question.
The meat.
Okay,
I didn't
all
even know
right.
there was a veggie one.
Well, now you know. The more you know. Boom, 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 boom. You know where that rainbow thing comes up.
Yeah, it
Um,
just with the star. Yeah,
so
all
occasionally
that.
on this show we talk about the Nintendo. Not just any Nintendo, the Nintendo system, whether it be Switch or if for some reason I pick up the 3DS and decide to play, Ever Oasis. One of these days I'll get back to it. But this week, I played my Switch a little bit. I did a little bit of Nintendo Switch Sports, but barely any. I don't know why. Um, I
Because
did.
like you were really into that.
Yeah. Well, when it first came out, I was really into it. And then I was like super excited about getting all of the costumes and designs for the costumes, right?
Because I'm working on that myself right now. I'm on the third card. So that's like not the one with the skull. It's like the one before that. I'm almost
Oh,
finished that.
is that the
It-
is that the soccer set? Yeah.
Yeah, the soccer set. Because I remember somebody was just like bugging me like every day to get this game. Not mentioning any names, but somebody.
Yeah. Was it the same somebody that was bugging you every day about doing a Nintendo themed podcast?
It was.
Listen, it was either we do this or we, for some reason, do an Atari 2600 podcast. And believe it or not, you were actually leaning towards the Atari 2600 until yours
I
broke, and you're
was.
like, well, I have no choice. I guess we'll do the Switch one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out of options.
When you saw Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was coming to the Switch and not the Atari 2600, you were like, okay, I guess we can hop over. Uh, um, did you unlock the squirrel yet? That's the real question.
No, that's next on the target because mostly I've been playing bowling. That's my main sport for Switch sports with a little volleyball and badminton. Those are the ones I towards lean towards getting my points. And I know you've seen some of my bowling, you know,
Yeah, some of your
triumphs and disappointments.
some of your bowling clips. If you haven't seen them, check
Yeah,
them out. At
yeah, like at
at Nintendo DSI XMEL on Twitter. Check it out. That'll be your name this week. Twitter. Um, if you want, check that out. But yeah, the thing about it is, there's just like when you're done playing the sports, it's like I don't feel there's enough to keep me wanting to come back outside of like, oh, if some of my friends want to play, let's go play. Or um already I don't know if I feel like getting this new ninja set that's out right now. There's a new ninja set out this week. I'll get it, but because I've already got one of the things, so I'm gonna eventually get it. This I got what 2 weeks now to get it, so we'll see what happens. But we got not this week. Spoiler warning. Not this week coming up. So we got the ninja now. Next week we got another one, and then the week after that we get the robot. So I'll definitely be getting the robot.
ooh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love that
everyone's
one.
gonna be a
I'm not a big
robot.
robot person.
Yeah,
I think it looks cool.
robot over squirrel for sure.
Oh, easy.
The
Yeah.
the problem with the squirrel is they were like, let's do a squirrel, and then they were like, but you got a hat? Well, too bad. Screw you. We're gonna throw everything out and just put a gray X over all the hats because you can't wear them. You know what? We'll let you wear glasses. You want to wear a mask? Too bad. Not as a squirrel. Yeah. Same thing
I
with the
guess they
Mii's.
can't.
The Mii's can't do them either. I mean, why not rework the Mii's to let them? Um,
I think that's the quote unquote like punishment for using the me's because I bet you they didn't want to include the me's. They're like, well, we have these sports mates, they're good enough. They fit the style of the game. Because when you look at the me's, some of y'all, you're making some me's, some little alien guys like Undertale, all that kind of stuff. That doesn't really mesh well with the game, but it's fun because people want to do that. And
yeah.
that's what I feel like. They just don't really want you to do that, but they added that because it's like, hey, if we don't have the Mii's, these people are gonna complain. Because like, if you look back a couple of weeks ago, Nintendo of America did a poll, and it's like, do you like the sports mates or the Mii's? And the Mii's like had like an 80 something percent
Really?
winning. Yeah, it was so heavily weighted towards the Mii's. No.
It's well, if we're talking about Twitter polls, we had recently run a poll via my Twitter. What do you call carbonated drinks? And last on the list, the very bottom of the list of it was, lo and behold, by golly, it was Coke. Coke is the least likely to be. You're likely to call it Coke the least, you know? No.
Yeah, that's what it said on the poll. Not in my reality, but I only voted for it because I was trying to make someone else lose.
Well,
Somehow it didn't lose. So,
it did not lose because. Sorry, go ahead.
no, because I don't like. I want a recount of this poll because I don't believe it. Like, I want to see the users, their names, to the vote. That's what I want to see
You want
because
to
I don't
check the
believe.
IP addresses because you're
Yeah,
worried.
I do because I don't believe fizzy drink or fizzy soda is an actual thing.
Fizzy
So no, I
drink,
don't believe
yes. Fizzy
fizzy
drink
drink.
is a.
No.
Not only is it a drink, it's a great one because it is Coke 1% of the vote. Now, let me tell you something. When I say this was a 24-hour poll on Twitter, I said, what do you call carbonated drinks? Coke 1%, pop 28%, fizzy drink 10% of you maniacs say fizzy drink, and 61% soda. And then I even got one two people actually commented and talked about juice. And I said I had no idea juice was a thing for soda. And someone said, that's what we call it here in Scotland. Pass me a can of juice. What kind? Pepsi Max. Here, can we get a 2-liter bottle of juice? What do you want? What else? Juice.
I didn't know that. Kind of neat, actually.
Now we know. In Ireland. Boom. Juice.
So if we're ever in there, we know to order juice.
Yeah, if we ever need
Drink.
to. Exactly. If there's ever a reasonable doubt in our minds. Let's see what else we got here. I've been playing a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and this. Mel, is there anything you've been playing this week?
Okay. Just recently I got added to a family plan for the Nintendo Switch Online thing.
Oh yeah.
So, thanks to a very nice somebody, you know.
Oh, yeah. It's very
So,
nice, kind of them. It's a very nice, kind, thoughtless act. It's very nice of them. It's
also unexpected
it's
because
very
it's unlike this person's character, you know.
okay. Well, let's dial it back. Go back to the nice, kind things we were saying a minute ago. All right. So you got Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, and you were like, you know what? Here's what I want to do. Let's load up the latest N64 game. No, that's not what you did. Instead, you loaded up the Genesis, and what did you play?
Okay, so I was a Genesis kid growing up, so I had like all the Sega games. So I looked at the list and I was like, you know what? Let's finally do it. Let's finally complete Go to Dolphin. So I played Echo the Dolphin, and jeez, that was a choice, alright. Uh, I don't like when you go back and play some of these old games, especially like these old games. As a kid, you're like, how did I do this? Because like Echo the Dolphin itself is not really a long game. It requires you to know to actually know what you're doing. Because I don't remember like Echo needing like to breathe air. I really don't. Apparently you do. You know, that's the thing. You know, you have to have a you have to control the air level. You know, you can't like get hit too many times. And they have these each level area, it's not really a level, each area has like its own little, you know, digit code. You know, you had to write those down back in the day. So I was just taking screenshots just in case if I needed to to hop
Figure out
back
where you
in.
were. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm not getting this pen and paper stuff. I'm not doing that, you know. So I actually got like to the third or fourth area as a kid, and that was kind of it. And this game has like, I don't know, like at least 15 plus areas. And like it quickly goes from like this game about like a dolphin to it's like, okay, like you can go back in time, you're fighting like now you're fighting like this alien, you go on like the Iceland, here's a pterodactyl catching you out of the air. I was just like, how is this a game
Well,
at all? Like I just don't understand.
how
This is
far did you
something like
make it? Like how far did you make it
I'm
back in the day? I mean,
back in the day, like I made it to where like you had these sharks, like you just swim past these sharks and go to the next area, and it was like this ruins kind of area, and I didn't know what to do because you had to like hit these like statues, like it didn't look like you had to hit them, but you had to hit them, and it required you to like open up new passageways and stuff like that. Because a lot of the puzzle aspects to this game is finding like dolphins, pushing these stones, and you know like opening up areas to access other areas. You know that kind of stuff. And like that wasn't actually too much fun. Like I remember having a lot more fun with this as a kid. It wasn't until like some of these later levels where all the wacky stuff was starting to happen, which I never saw before, but like as a kid, I would have loved that. It was just insane. Like you jump in the air and a pterodactyl takes you to another section. Like that's so stupid.
well,
And
some
you know, you can dash through the water. You have like this the Sonic's healing, listening stuff, so you can talk to other dolphins, and like you can sing to them. Because like the game starts off, it's just like Echo is with his pod, like his little group, and you just jump in the air like high enough, and then like a whole bunch of stuff just gets sucked up, and he has to go, find it or whatever. So that's what you do, and apparently you go through ruins, you go back in time, you go through the Iceland. There's like an alien at the end, and it's like kill the environment. Like I would have never known that as a kid because you have to go the right paths each way, and some of these areas are just kind of big for like this kind of game, especially for like a kid. I was like,
Yeah.
this is the reason why I never beat this. I'm actually glad I went back and I crossed that off the bucket list. I know many people don't have that on theirs, but Dolphin, done, finally done for me,
Finally done. Echo the Dolphin.
finally done.
Speaking of the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, I recently played the game that just came out last night, which was Kirby 64. Now, I was playing this game, right? And
Mm.
then I shortly after playing it for the first time, I messaged Mel and I was like, turns out I don't remember ever playing this game. I like the um just how you're playing. It's like the perspective is 2D, but you're like moving around these platforms that maybe are a little 3D. Um, the fact that you got a boomerang and you like throw your face off, that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And then you can't like jump without it, like jump high without it because the your face is gone. So how are you going to suck up the air to keep going? But yeah, that's fun. And yeah, it's just enjoyable. The one thing I don't know, how did it work playing 4 player? Was it 4 people all at once, or did you take turns?
I
Do you
think that
remember?
was just for the mini games.
Oh, that.
Back when I played it, I was just playing it by myself. So, I did like the 100%, and it's like this was one of my favorites as a kid. It's actually one of my favorite Kirby games in general because in this one you can combine powers and you can get new stuff. And there's like a whole bunch of wacky stuff. Like you can turn into like a snowman that blows up. You can do like a lightsaber kind of thing. You can do
Ooh.
a refrigerator, and he spits out food that hurts people, and then he can eat the food to heal himself. It's like crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, Kirby
Uh,
has always been kind of bananas.
little bananas. He just like little extra bananas in this one. Like he had like ice skates. You can just kind of skate and ice. Um, he was like an ice cube that also burned at the same time. He can turn into like a big snowflake that's like really pointy and it hurts people. He had like a drill. And then like for some of the same power ups, he can just turn into like massive versions of himself. Like if you have like two ice put together, you just turn into a big snowball and you just roll over people and they get caught into it. That kind
Oh,
of stuff.
that's cool. Yeah, see, listen, like I didn't know. It looks like in the game, like you can get 2 power ups, but I didn't know how to get another power up without getting rid of the one I had. Or is that something you do after a couple levels?
No, they should have told you how to do it. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah,
Uh, there's like a way to like eat like another one, and then it just kind of like
without
jumbles
getting rid
together
of the
and
last.
yeah, and so it's kind of like the whole point of this one is to combine the powers and to get all the crazy wacky stuff. Because I was actually hyped for Star Allies because at first I thought it was going to be another iteration of this type of gameplay, but it's absolutely not. It's a lot different because in that one it focuses more on like the guests, you little allies, your party members, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
This one is like it's actually taking two things together and combining them. Like you can make yourself into like a burning firework, like that's cool. You can turn into like the curling stone. Uh,
Oh yeah.
can have like his head on fire, like after like static him, like electricity in it himself, that kind of stuff. And what's crazy about this one is for the re-release on the Nintendo Online Switch thing, is they actually changed the game's rating. It was E for everybody, now it's teen. It's rated teen. Because of the final true boss, it has like a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit of blood. So that was enough to push this Kirby game into teen.
For the one Kirby 64?
Yeah, Kirby 64 and the Crystal Stars. It's if you go look at the ranking on the Nintendo Switch Online, it's gonna say teen. It's not gonna say E.
Well, it says E on the box art, but they haven't changed it. But
Yeah.
I think if you go to the settings or something for it, it's like,
If you watch like the
oh,
trailer
look at
on
the
YouTube,
details. Yeah, if you look at
yeah,
the details.
it says teen. This is like the first Kirby teen game you got here.
Yeah, because
This
it got
little vicious guy.
re-rated or something in order to come on to the
Because they absolutely have to do that. That's one of the steps and processes of these things, which people don't realize. They think they just drag them over, but they actually have to look into them again and make sure everything's all right. That kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, that was enough. I'm probably gonna go through it again, to be honest. Because I kind of want to play now.
I kind of want to play through some Paper Mario again. But the one thing I forgot about was, on the side, on the right-hand side of the controller, it's like solid if all four people can play at one time. But then for like Mario Golf, they're kind of like silhouettes of them. Like there's like a stitching instead of a solid line, it's like a stitching.
Oh yeah.
Because each player takes turns, like, so it's not simultaneous. I thought that's interesting that they even made the distinction between the two. Pretty much all of these games, with the exception of Mario Kart 64, Super Mario 64, every single other game uses the Rumble Pack except for those two, Mario 64 and Mario Kart. Everything else uses the Rumble Pack on Nintendo Switch Online. They got Kirby, Mario Golf, F-Zero, Zelda, Banjo-Kazooie, Paper Mario, Mario Tennis. Oh wait, no, Dr. Mario does not use it either.
Oh, look at that.
But
Doctor doesn't like the Wumpa, I guess.
But our boy Sonic, I mean not Sonic. Our boy
I mean, he's my boy.
Star Fox. Yeah, your boy Star Fox. He came with the Rumble Pack bundled in. I remember that being.
Yeah, that was one of the first games. Yeah, I remember that too. I wanted it just for that before I even played the game. And then I played it and I was like, oh no, I actually want this game. It's actually good.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, so we've been, as you can tell, just playing so much stuff. Just so much. One thing real quick that I know is not Mel's cup of tea, but it is mine, and that is the Guild of Dungeoneering Ultimate Edition. This is like the artwork looks like everything's like hand drawn, like drawn in like a kid's binder or like notebook, right? But the game itself is like card based, and you start in one spot, and in order you like build the map of how to get to the boss with the cards that you're given. Almost like, what's the name of that one? The the one that's in first person on the DS or 3DS.
For the dungeon crawlers.
Yeah,
I can only think of Etrian Odyssey.
Etrian Odyssey. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Where you kind of like build the map on as you're walking. It's kind of like that, but top down, everything's drawn, and then you got turn-based battles with card battle system. So if you're not in the cards, maybe don't hit that up, but it is quite enjoyable. Let's say I should say I enjoyed it. Not only that, but it is on sale until June 1st, and it is only $11.99 as opposed to
Ooh.
20, which is what it'll be afterwards. Yeah, so we played those games, and then I was trying to think of like what sort of news we had this week, because let me tell you, it was a very light news week. We were looking for stuff to talk about, and there's only really two things, right? Pokemon Home came to Arceus and Sword and Shield, right? Was it not on Sword and Shield before?
No, that they always wait a good amount of time before they drag the others to, because they really want you to use that kind of set, that set they picked for you in that game, and it also makes it to where like people just can't like bulldoze you with their old team. They kind of have to make something new or to use something they haven't done before, and maybe they might get a new favorite, that kind of thing. And I think it's just kind of a pain too to actually do it because there's like what, over 800 of these guys now? Like that's so many, and we don't even have all of them still in this one. So you know,
Oh yeah, I mean, that was a big thing when Sword and Shield came out. People were pissed that they didn't have
I'm
every
still
Pokemon.
pissed.
They're still pissed.
I'm still pissed. I need I don't care. I need I need I need Ditto. I need you know rats. I need all the rats. Even though I don't use them, I need them in the game. I need to be in there so I can beat them up. That kind of thing. The thing that doesn't get used at all, I need it in there. It
Hmm.
needs to be there. It needs to be like one of the first things I see, just so I can hate it. It needs to be in there.
Well,
That's just me.
we can only hope. We can only hope.
Yeah, I don't think hope is gonna work anymore. I think this is the progression going forward. So you just gotta hope that you like your favorites.
Yeah, right. You better hope that do you like Pikachu? You're in luck. Okay.
You're good. If
Um.
you if you like Dunsparce, well, I don't know about that.
Yeah. If you
Luck
even
to
know
that.
who that is, good luck. Good luck to you in life.
That's a bad sign.
Yeah. Get a tattoo because that's the only place you're gonna see it while you're playing games. Yeah. Get a tattoo.
Get
Yeah. We do not advise you do that. Ask your parents before getting a tattoo if you're under age. Anyway, Fall Guys. That's the other announcement. Fall
Big
Guys.
announcement, really.
Yeah, Fall Guys got announced for it's going free to play. It's finally coming to the Switch. It's still going to be 60 player. It is cross play, cross progression, cross help, you know?
Party, party, building. Like
Yeah,
somebody from the Xbox party can come join your party
that's
from the
right. You
Switch.
can all
That kind
join
of thing.
me on the Switch. Um they did not specify whether or not like the Switch they didn't have like any Super Mario hats or anything like that. They just said it's going free to play, so it's going to be basically the same format as um the same
Rocket League.
same format as Rocket League and Fortnite where they got a battle pass. You pay $10 for every 3 months. In those games you can get, if you get the one battle pass, the first one, if you get to level 100, by the time you get to level 100, you have enough to pay for the next battle pass. So there's that.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
The bad thing about this one is we were both hoping it was gonna be this month.
Yeah.
But it is next month.
Yeah,
Next
we
month.
need everyone to go pre-register so you can get I would suggest pre-registering because the day of, if you don't have an Epic account and you try and get one that day, it's going to be probably a little touch and go there for a little bit, you know?
Plus, you can also help me get the melon head costume because that unlocks at like 2.5 million pre-registrations for some
Exactly.
reason.
Yeah. They were like, well, you see this melon head? You know what? We're going to make it as hard as possible to get.
Because we know she wants it.
We know Mel
That's
wants
it.
it. Yeah. Sorry,
That's
not
literally the
Mel.
only thing
Sorry,
I need. It's just the hat.
yeah, Nintendo, Nintendo DSi X Mel. Sorry, I forgot to call you by the new name we've come up with you for this week's show. Um, but yeah, so that's basically is it. That's the news, right? That's we got. So I was like, you know what? We got to think of something else to fill the time. And by golly, I think we've done it. We've come to the conclusion. Here's what we need to do. We need to go on to My Nintendo Store, right? And let's just pretend it's the home shopping network of My Nintendo, right? And
Totally.
by golly, we hope we hope you'll enjoy, because it is definitely going to be those My Nintendo rewards. You're gonna want your My Nintendo rewards, right, Mel?
I mean, you gotta use those platinum coins for something. Why
Yeah,
not use the lovely rewards?
exactly. You need to use the rewards. I'm trying to get to My Nintendo and I don't know where it is. Okay, I found it. So what I decided was I was like, let's do a My Nintendo um jingle for one item in the My Nintendo rewards, a physical item that is exclusive to the My Nintendo, whether it's like the N64, Nintendo Switch Online classic keychains, or for for a little something a little different. So for me, I decided I'm gonna do this Nintendo Switch Online um uh let me just bring this, because in case anyone for some reason is watching, right, on the
Mm. YouTube.
on the YouTube. In case you're watching this on YouTube, I want you to be able to tell what it is we're talking about. So I'm gonna bring it up, right, and then it's just gonna go on the stream. It's probably not even gonna take up the whole screen, because we don't have time for that. Who's got time for such a thing? So instead, it's just going to be an image on there. You can probably see it now. It is the Nintendo Switch Sports Spoko Square Cooling Towel reward, and it is 550 platinum points. So here we go. Okay, give me a second here. All right, here we go. Are you hot? Do you need a towel? Do you want to cool off? Well, are you a fan of Nintendo Switch Sports? Go to My Nintendo and check out the Nintendo Switch Sports Spoko Square Cooling Towel. By golly, you won't regret it. It'll keep you cool. Just like you will be cool with one of these. It's only 550 platinum points. By golly, I'd get two of those for that. Well, actually, it would be 1,000 and 1,100. But still, it's a cooling towel, a cool reward. Enjoy. Okay, these will get better as we go on. Trust me.
Will they? I think that's the top of the line that we're gonna get here, because I don't think I can do better than that.
This is let me pull up Mel's. Hold on, before you start, Mel. Before we start with your
I should have
mind,
went first.
yeah, you should have went first with the My Nintendo rewards. Yours is going to be even better. Yours is what, the Kirby one?
Yeah, the Kirby in the Forgotten Land tote bag, you
All
know?
right, let me bring it up here, Mel. By golly, Kirby. All right. Hold on. I'll let you know when it's up, and then you can you can take it away. Because
You know, I really hate you for this, you know?
thank you. Okay, so I got it there. Let's pull it up. All right, it's taking up the whole screen, Mel. Listen, take it away whenever you're ready. whenever you feel ready to go. This is the Kirby and the Forgotten Land shopping bag.
Shopping bag. Okay,
Wait, did you get the
shopping
shopping bag or the cart or the tote bag?
Is it the same thing?
It's just a pink bag, I guess.
It's like a tote bag because it's like you use it for the shopping, you know.
It's pink, and then what is
His
it?
face on it.
And then the back is blue with like Kirby walking. Are we looking at the same thing? Hold on. Yeah, I think we're looking at the same thing. Okay. For your spot, this could be your audition for QVC.
I'm never going to get on QVC then.
NVC. Let's just call it NVC. Nope, we can't do that. There's already a
No, you
podcast
can't.
called
Yeah,
NVC.
there you go.
Well, by golly, this is my Nintendo Shop Surfers. Mel, take it away. Kirby and the Forgotten Land shopping bag. Sell me on it.
Okay, let's see. You like food? You like food. Everybody likes food. You go to that supermarket, what do you need? You need your one and only Kirby and the Forgotten Land shopping bag. Ooh, ah. It's so nice and lovely in its nice font style of it being pink and having his face on it. And you can't have Kirby go hungry, so you have to fill up this bag with any and everything. Popsicles? Fine. Candy corn? Way to go for it. Even though it's not in season, go for it. Shrimp? Potatoes? Maybe a jar of tomato juice? Who knows? It goes in the bag. And not only that...
Sorry, a jar of tomato juice? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, why not?
You're not done, you're right. I was just shocked. I couldn't believe...
You don't get jars of tomato juice? You don't use that?
No, I don't. Tomato juice? No.
Why not? You know, lemon juice.
V8.
Tuna fish. You know. Oh, you V8. You're a V8 guy, huh?
That's.
Well, you can put your V8 in here. You know, that's what you can do.
I thought you were calling tomato juice. I thought you were calling ketchup tomato juice. That's why I was thrown for a loop. And then I forgot tomato juice.
I would just say ketchup.
Thing.
Yeah, tomato juice is a thing. Apparently, you don't use it.
If you got some fizzy drinks, throw it in there. Okay, sorry. This is
no fizzy drinks.
This is yours.
No fizzy drinks. So, if you don't like that kind of style for your bag, you can flip it around, and it has a nice back of a blue background, and he's on there. You know, looking stylish, keeping fresh, having your lovely kitchenwareness. You know. Stroll it around, and you know what else you can do with this? You can pair it with the towel, because you can make a nice little picnic, you know, day at the park, you know, have your little snacks in this Kirby and Forgotten Land shopping bag, and then lay out your Sportsmate towel. There you go. Nice, lovely day.
Look at that. Way to just bring it back. Way to bring it back.
Bravo.
I don't know if the claps are going to come through, but bravo. It was marvelous. Yes. Kirby and the Forgotten Land shopping bag can be yours for only 600 platinum points plus like $6 in shipping. But by golly, it's all yours. That's like what? That's like, is it 60? Is that 60 Nintendo icons that you could be getting? Anyway, listen, this is Mel, we're gonna end the show with what else are you gonna do with $5? That's the name of this new segment, in which this week we're gonna do it. We're gonna get this game. We're gonna talk about it. You might as well get it and talk about it too, because next week we're going to be talking about Nail Salon Style and Makeup Bag. Because what else are you going to do with $5? It is a brand new game. Just came out. Look at that. Okay, so it's $5.19. Okay? It does not support cloud save backup. It is only touchscreen only. But by golly, exclusively play it with the touchscreen. Should have read that before I decided this is the one for us. And look at that. Look at those nails. We're going to be able to do those nails. I'm going to save like 30-second clips of this game. Odds are, let's be honest, it's probably not going to have it as an option, but we're going to do it. What else are you going to do with $5?
We're gonna find out, you know?
Yeah,
We'll
we're going
find
to find out if there's anything better to do with $5 than to get Nail Salon style and makeup bag. That'll be what we're talking about next week. Mel, is there anything coming out next week that you're looking forward to?
Ooh, next week. Next week. Can I cheat and look really quick
You can cheat
at
and
the
look.
list?
I can tell you what's coming out next week if you want that too. Up,
I
you
mean,
can
either
hear the
or,
ding. Yeah.
you know?
Freezer,
I
don't.
was trying. I was trying to close it fast enough. I was like, he's gonna give me crap because we both know that tank. We know that
Oh,
instantly
yeah.
because
We've
we
been in the
watch
store
shows
so
together.
often. Yes.
And that's our favorite game actually. Just going to the shop.
Exactly.
Okay.
Huh.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not looking and seeing anything.
Except for Freezer Pops. Mel? Freezer
Yeah,
Pops?
you know me. That's totally my jam. But no. It looks like I'm gonna be picking something at random.
We're hoping we get
Play.
something. Hopefully we get a good sale or something.
Yeah, because I mean, I can go into the backlog, which is substantial for me now.
You do?
I have also. I mean, yeah, I have like 17 games, so I can pick from. So something, you know, something. But we have something to talk about next week because we actually got something this week. We just couldn't talk about it, you know, that kind of thing. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
probably gonna be my main focus for that week. But I'll throw in something else.
We can talk about. So next week we'll be talking about the Big Con Grift of the Year edition. Now that if it doesn't remind you of Doug Funny, I don't know what will. You know. But yeah,
It's a pretty good description, actually.
it looks really good on that OLED screen. That's for sure. All like the bright colors popping, right? And
Yeah.
I like the writing.
But that's next week. That's next week.
So I'm just
Save some for next
talking
week.
about the writing, and of course I played this. Originally came out on the Xbox, and now they added some content, added like a couple mini games for this one, and for the Xbox I've played maybe the first hour, and now I've actually surpassed where I was on the Xbox version in this version, and so I'm excited to play more of it, and we'll be talking about it next week. Mel, we did it. We recorded another episode. Thank you for joining again. Yes. You have any questions? Where can people find you, Mel? Where do you want people to find you?
I'm going to be at the good old Twitter. My name, you know that, you know, everybody knows that. If not, you can say it.
Mel needs a name. Yeah.
There you go.
Mel needs a name. Next week, let me know. You know, at Super Nintendo, let me know what names, if you can think of any good names you can think of for Mel to use next week. Let me know. I've got a few that I've been working on, workshopping some. I'm trying to keep them from her, like Nintendo DSi X Mel.
Yeah, I know.
That
like next time, I know next time you're just gonna say it randomly and you're not gonna introduce it, and it's gonna throw me off guard. So that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's the plan. But yeah, so next.
I know next week. I don't need a manicure. I know game. I know that.
Boom. That's for sure. Next week should be the last slow week for a little while, at least in terms of there's not really. I mean, I don't know how much news there will be next week, but in terms of games, it's mainly just not much. But then that'll come out, and then we got June. We got Shark, Card Shark. Or no, 2 weeks from now. Jeez, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so maybe then that week will be the last long. So we might be in a 2-week drought here. Who knows? Who's to say, really? We're gonna
do the best we can, you know.
Yeah, and we'll just play some games. Let us know if there's any games you think we should check out that we haven't checked out before. And yeah, we'll be sure to check them out. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back next week. Toodaloo.